Welcome to part 2 of the Exorcism Team Discussion with Brother Chris and Sister Barbara. We are beginning this discussion tonight with the bastard spirit and the fatherlessness spirit. I want you to pay attention to everything that is being said.
To set me free from this, but before I went into the session, the Lord told me that this bastard spirit was a generational curse. In my generations, he showed me what each generation, how it manifested. And he reminded me when I got saved, I did not want to go to Jesus, to God. I don't know if it was fear. I just didn't know. All I know is I did not want to recognize God. I didn't feel comfortable. I wanted only Jesus. And then through just seeking the Lord, I don't know how it went away, but it went away. And now I'm just totally in love with God,
Yes.
And so, but anyway, let's move on. So this needs to come out to you guys that do exorcisms, needs to come out to the church. We're talking about a great harvest coming. We don't want anyone hindered from receiving Jesus as Lord and God as their Father. And so, anyway, in your generational line, you may have someone in your life that was illegitimate. Now, I don't think my father was, but that was a perception that my grandfather had. I don't really know for sure, but that was released on him, that bastard spirit. So, did you want to say something, Christopher?
No, I was just
Okay, so that was illegitimate or accused of being illegitimate and mistreated, and he was. I couldn't believe it that my father opened up the way he did and told me all of this. I mean, he was like near death a couple years before he died, and he died at 98 years old. So I didn't even know any of this. So you see, when a child is born illegitimately, now that could be, and we see that a lot in our society right now. Not putting anybody down, but we want to make sure that that's recognized, that can be an avenue that the enemy comes in to bring this bastard spirit.
yes.
Or has a father or a father figure. They could be in a family, have a father or father figure in their life who is either absent or not involved in their life. That is critical, because that child needs a father and a mother.
That's right.
And that's what God represents, male and female.
That's right.
So he is such an example of a godly father. No wonder the devil tries to distort a relationship with him, with God the Father, with this bastard spirit. So that father who's absent or not involved in their life, it can open up a door to the bastard spirit, is what I'm trying to say. So you see, the spirit can be obtained through your generational line, illegitimacy, or an absent father or father figure. So a father who is involved, now this is the opposite. If there's no father involved, then the father that is involved, this is what the children should be getting, and that door could be closed to the bastard spirit. A father who is involved brings forth the care, guidance, and love that is needed in that child's life to offset certain behavior patterns. Now, some behaviors that may be evident are non-acceptance of authority. I've seen that. I'm a former Delaware educator, and I taught in a high school, and I saw that. I had, especially these two young men. One, his father had passed away, and his mother was in prison, and his grandmother was raising him. And he wanted the Lord. He loved the Lord. He went to church, but somehow he just kept in this cycle of crime. And he had a good heart, bastard spirit.
That's
right
right.
there. Another one, his mother raised 5 kids by herself. The father was not involved, and he has a hurt and a rejection because his own father just could not be a father to him for whatever reason. But being a young child, and he still carries that, and he's in his mid-30s. He won't even deal with somebody that sounds authoritarian to help him. So, bastard spirit. So there's a non-acceptance of authority. You see that rampant. People, there's just, that's where we get the lawlessness could be. Could be a lot of people with the bastard spirit. I'm just going to do what I want to do. So there's no restraint, there's no guidance because of that. Some other behaviors are feeling unwanted, fending for themselves. I did that a lot. I didn't I had confidence. I felt that my father, because of the bastard spirit, I felt that my father didn't love me. So I went into rebellion. And I thought about my exorcism with the team, and pride was a biggie when they were getting pride out. And there was a whole list of spirits that are connected under the umbrella of bastard spirit. And the Lord told me to tell them, to ask them to check pride. And the Lord showed me after that why pride was a biggie. Because that was like an altar in my mind, like I was protecting myself because I had to fend for myself. And because I was put down so much, I try to uplift myself.
That's right. Sister Barbara, the main groupings that were tied to the bastard curse are shame, guilt, abandonment issues, fear, rejection, self-hatred, double-mindedness, feelings of not fitting in, difficulty establishing and maintaining intimate relationships. And these are all things that are tied, in addition to the other spirits that we found, that are tied to the bastard spirit that will keep you from being able to experience a close relationship with the Lord, a close relationship with other people. When you look at shame, it causes you to focus on what you did, makes you feel guilty about something that you perceive that you did. And really, shame has nothing to do with anything that you did. It's the perception. It's the perception that is trying to cause you to see. So in some place in your soul realm, and in your spirit man, you felt like you had done something because you didn't have that relationship with your father. So that you kind of projected that into every one of your relationships that were going forward.
Yeah.
You felt guilty because you didn't have a relationship like that with your father. Guilt came out because of your relationship with your husband, or your ex-husband, sorry, which transferred into your relationship with your kids, because at some point in time you didn't feel like you had done enough for your kids, and trying to be the mom, trying to be the best mom, trying to be a single parent back in the time period where single parent was not fashionable for people. There was a lot of ridicule that you received and come against. So then there's the fear. Abandonment issues. Everybody's leaving you. Your father wouldn't connect with you, your husband wouldn't connect with you, then your kids wouldn't connect with you. So all of these things tie together into how deeply rooted this system was down on the inside of you. So then you're afraid of being exposed. That deep fear of, I don't want anybody to know this. And this wasn't on a conscious level, it was on a subconscious level that people experience this. So then you feel other people's rejections. You feel people rejecting you. You feel rejected. So that causes you to act out. That causes you to keep people at an arm's length distance. You're not getting any closer to me because you're not going to hurt me. And then there's the self-hatred that comes up. So the self-hatred comes up. I don't understand why I can't fit in like everybody else, and I can't do like everybody else. And there has to be something wrong with me. So you start with this inner loathing that just never ends. Flipping to the double-mindedness, you're fighting between I'm a normal person and there has to be something wrong with me. And the reality of that is you're flipping back and forth between those two positions when God really has said that you're his, you're whole, and your spirit has been sealed. But because this curse was active, the spirit was manifesting itself in there. It kept you going in two different directions all the time. Feelings of not fitting in. You're always trying to, prior to this, you were trying to compete with other people, periods of jealousy, periods of anger, because you didn't get your father's attention. You didn't keep your husband's attention. So, and then your children did the same thing. So all of these things tie together in how this bastard spirit works. And thank you for sharing, everything that you've been through and how difficult it's been. And the last piece, difficulty establishing and maintaining relationships. Who do you trust after you've been through all of this? How do you trust somebody? How do you develop a close female relationship? As most people have, because as soon as that starts going on, this bastard spirit gets in and mixes things up. And next thing you know, you're by yourself again. It's a deadly spirit that is at work.
Yes, it's my father loved me, he provided for us, but that the enemy, that was an open door that he had. And then for him to manifest that he's an authority over me, so there it goes. So you have to watch, because those in authority over you, it's, and he was my father. So
you value their opinion, you respect their opinion, those people in authority over you. And if they're not healthy and whole, whatever if they're having a bad moment and say something to you, that can bruise and crush your spirit.
We want to thank you for tuning in to the Lighthouse Church, Inc. Exorcism Team Discussion. We hope that you're getting a lot out of the teachings. You can always reach out to us through exorcism@lighthousechurchinc.org for any questions or comments or things that you would like for us to teach on. You also can check out our social media pages, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. There you are going to find many, many teachings that will help you grow and help you to stay set free, but also help you to become the exorcism minister that God is calling you forth to be. Thank you, and God bless.